all the nerds.
So as you know, BlizzCon was this past weekend, and I actually had a chance to go, which is like the coolest thing ever. It was kind of like a spur of the moment decision when the tickets were on sale. A friend of mine,
for like 15 minutes were on sale.
Yeah, less than that, like 5 minutes. You have 8 minutes to buy the tickets, and the first batch were sold out by the time I finished purchasing.
How was the
worse than San Diego?
Sorry,
worse than San Diego?
Yeah. Yeah, because
San Diego was like 10
minutes and it's sold out.
It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. It was just like, hey, they're going on sale. Should we go? Should we go?
It was pretty funny that you were able to get it for that one.
And we were on like first try. It was just like boom. But it was a good convention. It was. You were saying something?
Well, it was a good trip up.
Oh yeah. I had never been on a plane before, so it was just like
nice.
I slept most of the time.
How long of a flight was it?
9 hours?
Really?
9 hours.
Wow. Well, time zones, though. That's the thing. It's like
okay.
I lose 3 hours going there or something. I don't know. I was asleep, as I said. I don't care. But more importantly, there was a lot of great panels there and a lot of cool stuff to see. And it got me thinking maybe we should just talk about, like, because Blizzard's been around for 25 years next year, I think.
How did they start? I think it was Warcraft 1?
No, earlier than
From
that.
a computer.
Wasn't it like Diablo?
No.
Before StarCraft?
No, they actually started with like a bunch of random games that are like kind of like niche now to like, unless you're a really big Blizzard fan. Started with a game like a couple of games called like, one was called Lost Vikings, and then there was and then there's some other stuff. I'm not familiar with their older stuff. I really only got into Blizzard games personally with World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
okay.
I knew of StarCraft, and Warcraft, but
I used to play Warcraft before World of Warcraft.
You?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 or 2?
2
or 3.
I played 2 too.
Yeah. 2?
Yeah, I played 2 too. I used to LAN a lot with friends of mine in elementary school.
I used to play that at the same time of Age of Empire.
Oh my god.
It was so good.
What about you?
Yeah, because it's pretty much the same thing, both.
Mm-hmm. Well, real-time strategy games, yeah.
But that's what I hated about World of Warcraft when it became an MMO. I'm rather having a strategy game set like a StarCraft, like a original Warcraft where you it's one against one or many against many, and it's one game, an hour, and that's it. Now
but then they made an MMO out of it. Yeah. But that was kind of just something they experimented with. They were just like, let's see if we could take this trilogy of games.
Who knew?
And trilogy of games, and let's make like an online game because like EverQuest was popular at the time and stuff like that. So they're like, let's do that, and it was like they had no idea what they were doing. Like there was like missing textures everywhere, and there's this that.
Now they're up to like 7 expansion or something.
Yeah, 6 I think. The new one that was announced last BlizzCon was sorry. Not last BlizzCon, at Gamescom earlier this year, was Legion, which is basically the Burning Legion, which was like the villain of like one of the older RTS games.
Burning Crusade.
And then Burning Crusade had to do with it. They're basically coming back for a third time's a charm type thing to try and take over Azeroth. But yeah, there was a lot of cool panels and stuff, and they announced their new game, Overwatch, last year, which they actually had demo of this year, and it was so much fun.
I have no idea what's the game about. I don't know.
Me either.
I literally just learned of the game maybe like a few hours ago.
Okay, Overwatch is set in a semi-realistic Earth in the future, a science fiction future. And basically, crime gets so intense and high that they create the government creates this security company system, world security called Overwatch, and it's a bunch of soldiers and heroes and stuff that protect the world. And somehow the company like falls and disbands, and some of them become mercenaries, and some of them are still like vigilante heroes and stuff like that. So it's basically like Team Fortress. But
it's cartoony.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like Team Fortress, but with Blizzard-esque elements. The opening cinematic for it was very. It reminded me of a Pixar movie. It was
What?
because it's like a little.
Then I'm interested.
It's a little. It was like a little. It's a little kid and his older brother, and they're in a museum about the Overwatch people, and they're like, "Oh, this is like."
Sounds like Big Hero 6.
And they're like, and the little kid is like fascinated by all these heroes, and the big brother's like, "Oh, whatever," with his hood up and stuff. And they're like, "Oh,
It
look
looks
at,"
really cool.
and then they're like, "Look at this gauntlet of power that you could destroy a building with one punch." And the brother's like, "Oh, it's just stories. Overwatch doesn't exist anymore." And then the characters come crashing into the museum to get the gauntlet, and two villain characters and two hero characters, and they're like fighting, and the kids are like caught in the middle of this fight, and it does the entire battle, and then they leave, and it's like Overwatch. It shows all the characters.
Yeah.
It was a very like
Nice.
Pixar type short film.
The release is for.
Next spring, I
Is
believe.
it an MMO or?
It's like Team Fortress. It's different map types, different game types, and then it's like 5v5.
Interesting.
So there's capture the flag, escort the cargo, capture the checkpoints, stuff like that.
What about BlizzCon? Is it was it more about like a kind of a Comic-Con where there was like tables and panels and stuff? And
Yeah, the convention center was huge.
yeah,
It was, last year and the year before there was like 26,000 people each, and this year I suspect there was the same amount, maybe even more. But like the place is so fucking huge that you would not even be able to tell, because there's like you see groups of people walking around, people that went with their friends and stuff. But you would think there's a few thousand people here, but you would not imagine like 26,000 people in that room. That's how big the place was.
and did you line up?
And
Before to get in.
oddly enough, I didn't line up. Like some people were like lined up since like 8 p.m. the previous day, kind of thing. Previous night, I mean. And I didn't. We woke up at like 6 a.m., got some breakfast, got to the convention center by 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m. We're like in the doors, and we were like still pretty close in the front. So it wasn't.
Good for you.
Yeah, it wasn't. It really wasn't a big deal.
I think you tweeted about a party, right? Like a Warcraft party.
Yeah.
What the hell was
There's
that?
okay. Well, there was two parties at the Hilton Hotel nearby.
Yeah.
And one of them was hosted by Wowhead, which is the #1 World of Warcraft fan site, basically. And that party was like bumping. Like there was like a DJ, people were dancing, like there was
Hookers.
There was game, there was like hookers and blow, and but there was like people dancing. There was like computers set up to play games. You could win like pins and prizes and stuff. There was a stage with a YouTuber named Trade Chat who was live streaming and interviewing people from the con, developers and stuff like that. Then there was another party that was more fan-funded, also fan-funded, but more like, it was funded with Kickstarter, and it was called the Con Before the Storm, and it was little like mini panels with podcasters and other World of Warcraft fan sites and stuff like that, and other Blizzard fan sites, and they had a few devs and cosplayers and stuff like that as well, like doing interviews. But that was the Thursday night. Friday was the day one where they had the World of Warcraft panel. We talked about Legion. Had the Legion demo, which he plays the new class called the Demon Hunter. It was really fun. You start off basically from the end of Burning Crusade and all the way up to now, and it kind of like skips that 5 expansion in between kind of thing. But you play as Demon Hunters who are elves that sacrifice their sight to become sort of like these beings of higher power to hunt demons. And
So wait, like are they?
are they?
So they will be like available through what like?
Well, you have
race or
only to elves. For Alliance Night Elves and for Horde Blood Elves.
That's it.
They're the only ones that could be Demon Hunters. Because they work for Illidan, the final boss of or the antagonist of Burning Crusade, and him being an elf made it that only elves could become Demon Hunters. So you play as these Demon Hunters, and they could double jump, which is the new thing in the game. They have a dash ability that you could. It's really strong. You
is it like reserved like the Death Warrior, like at level 50 only you can. Like,
you
unlock
need
it?
you need like a level 70 something,
Okay.
80 something character to be able to use
Okay,
one.
so you can start with that.
Yeah, and then you could, as long as you have at least one character that's a high level, you could create a demon hunter.
Oh, okay.
And then the demon hunters start at level 98, I think, because now they're upgrading the cap to 110. So that was really fun, and they talked more about the artifact weapons and how you could. It's basically a weapon that'll upgrade with you throughout the expansion instead of having to collect new weapons every time.
So for being that big, like how many panels do you have to fill in a 26,000 people con? How many panels were there?
How many?
Like,
Well, there was pretty much one every half. No, just one. No. There was like 3 or 4 stages, I want to say, and then there was maybe an hour to 2 hour panel per stage, with half-hour in-betweens per panel, if that makes sense.
Sure.
We could throw up a chart that shows the schedule for it, but not only was there panels, but there was activities and games and demos to play, like the Legion demo, like the Overwatch demo, the StarCraft demos.
Demo for the...
For Legacy of the Void, the new expansion coming out. Which,
So excited.
Yeah. It comes out this week, actually, the same day as Fallout 4 and the same day as Tomb Raider.
I find it too expensive. I'm waiting for it, because Blizzard usually does like a sale every year. Like everything $9.99, so I usually wait for
Everything,
that
like,
one.
big discounts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So expensive.
Well, I want to get the expansion for Diablo 3, but it's too much. Doesn't justify the price.
Well,
It's like
yeah.
$39.99.
What does it give? Like it's the expansion
An extra
gives
10 levels you can get your guy up to.
That's it.
More weapons. You have a adventure mode.
Yeah, but that's interesting.
Yes, granted,
But
but
is it worth the price?
is it going to keep my attention for paying another $40 US?
Yeah, so you're rebuying the game. It's more expensive than the game, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, the game came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a lot of Diablo stuff this year, actually.
It's okay.
What? It was.
There's nothing actually.
Well, yeah,
Not a lot.
there's a new season coming out for to level up a new character, and they're adding some new not levels, but like worlds and environments and bosses and stuff, but nothing big like a new expansion, which I guess they were saving for World of Warcraft and Legacy of the Void with StarCraft. Personally, I'm not like a big StarCraft player, so I have no info
We don't have
about
anybody like that here, do we?
Yeah, because it's something about I don't know their race, but they're basically faceless, not faceless, mouthless, but they could communicate with their minds or something.
Protoss.
It's about them taking back their homeworld.
Yeah, Protoss. Yeah, but that's what Legacy of the Void is. The first release was about the Tyrants. Second release is about the Zergs, and third release is about the Protoss. But on the second release, the Zergs, most of the story is about the Protoss. Unfortunately, like all the cinematics and everything, I was like, well, why is it so Protoss centered when this is a Zerg expansion? So I'm not sad because I play Protoss, but it was weird. Yeah.
So that's what this is. Yeah, because that's what they had said at the opening ceremony, that this is the final in the StarCraft trilogy of expansions or something, or in the StarCraft 2 set. They're not going to do any more expansions for StarCraft 2 after this. But what they are doing are like mini DLC packs of missions, like story-centric per character. So the first one, after Legacy of the Void is out, and after that's been out for like 6 months to a year or whatever, they're going to start these small DLC packs. And the first one's going to be about Nova, and it's basically like 2 or 3 missions where you're playing as her, and like it's like she's captured or something, and she's trying to escape, whatever.
I mean, they've been working a lot on upgrades. There's upgrades every week. Every single week there's a new upgrade. So I was wondering, like, how much are they investing into a new game? Probably not.
That's
like,
the thing. Well,
it's going to be a decade.
I think it's going to be they're keeping StarCraft 2 after Legacy of the Void comes out. It's going to be just those mini packs of story the DLCs for like a while until they do maybe another StarCraft, or maybe they'll move on to another Diablo expansion, or who knows.
They released like a few years ago Stormwatch, I think. Not Stormwatch. Hearthstone, yeah, I think.
Oh, the card game, Hearthstone.
No, but they released another game that
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah,
exactly.
there's the World Championships at BlizzCon. Team called Cloud9 won, their North American team. because this was the first year of Heroes of the Storm, so it was they're the first winners really, and then next year all the Korean teams are going to take over.
Was the con centered North America?
What do you mean?
Or was it a worldwide?
It's a worldwide thing. You had people from like as far as South Africa that were coming and stuff like that. It was a huge worldwide event.
Because usually, it separates the world into Koreans, Asia, North America, and South America or something. Well, Koreans, I mean, they're the best.
They've
mastered this field like there's no tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But that said, they separate the field so much into the world. Like I cannot go play in Asia because I'm North American. So I was wondering why is the con like? Well, how did they?
Honestly, I was there for panels and games. I am not.
Korea.
I don't follow any of the World Series stuff. I don't follow any of the World Championships. I don't do any of that stuff. So I was just there. I saw Cloud9 winning, and I was like, that happened, and then everyone cheered. It was lots of like, what are those thunder sticks or whatever they're called? Those things that you tap to clap with, not your arms. Before anyone makes a joke.
So what about swags? Now you talk about the thing. Were they giving?
Oh
you
yeah,
anything?
you get a goodie bag for being there. You get a messenger bag with a bunch of stuff in it. Not like big things, like a keychain, a Diablo keychain. What?
To everyone?
Yep. Every person that's there. Messenger bag, really nice one. 15% off Rosewill, I think it's called. It's a computer company that computer peripherals, keyboards and stuff. Discount from their products, keychain, a blow up Psyblade.
Stuff you've always wanted.
Yeah, little knickknacks and stuff, But more importantly, the biggest thing not biggest thing, of course not. The games are bigger than this, but they showed the trailer for the Warcraft movie.
Yes. Holy shit.
And the internet exploded.
Yeah, and it looks.
And then went back to Star Wars.
And it looks so good. I find it looks a little like too CG'd, but it's because they want the orcs to be like 10 feet tall and stuff like that.
Like orcs.
Yeah,
you're not gonna have Lou Ferrigno like being high.
Yeah. I mean, they did it for the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, but that's different with the.
I have a question. Like we all watched the trailer, right?
Yeah.
And why so much more about the lore than all of us? Mm-hmm. Why? So you know that scene where there was that man in the prison and that orc in the prison, and then there was a brown orc. Why is it that? Was he an hybrid or something?
Well,
orcs are green, right?
Well, no. Orcs are naturally brown, and they become green because the warlock orc Gul'dan makes a deal with Gul'dan makes a deal with a demon, and they drink the demon's blood and turn green, and they're basically cursed, and that's why they turn green. So I'm not sure what they're doing with the movie. I'm not like a super deep into the lore as you think I am, but basically they become cursed. And what it looks like from the trailer, what they're doing for the movie, and maybe it's like this in the original RTS game, I don't know for sure. Probably not, I don't think so. But what it is that it's going to be basically the humans and the brown orcs joining forces to fight the green orcs.
Okay.
Now, the green orc in question you're talking about is a character who, in the lore, is a hybrid. Yes, you're right in that sense. But for the movie, they're saying that she's half orc and half human. But that doesn't make sense, and people have pointed this out on the internet. It doesn't make sense for her to be half orc and half human, because the movie is showing you the orcs coming to Earth for the first time.
Yeah.
But she's already green, which means she's been on their planet, and she's already been cursed. So that doesn't make any sense. And I think they're saving that to be some sort of twist in the movie.
What the twist?
Because in the actual lore, she's half orc and half Draenei, which is another race from the same planet as the orcs, but they're trying to save that for the movie.
How would you guys grade the trailer?
It looked like a Lord of the Rings movie to me.
Well, it is.
I know nothing about really Warcraft, World of Warcraft. Like not enough to say, oh look, oh that,
look at this, that, and the other thing.
No, I don't know anything about it. It looks good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, like, say, the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit. I didn't see the Hobbit movies, but I enjoyed those, so I would enjoy
epic
this
fantasies.
one.
Yeah.
I would probably enjoy this one, so I thought it looked good.
I used
a little too much
to
CG,
play
but
a lot. WoW. I used to stop because it was too
Too much.
Yeah. really.
Mm-hmm.
And but watching the trailer, I had to create a new character and play it again now.
Yeah.
And
It's like, wow,
Yeah.
not even once.
but it looks really, really, really cool. Like I said, I used to play, but I never really followed a story, so I don't know what's happening in the game.
Oh, you skip cinematics?
Not cinematics, but like the whole
You just don't.
I will watch it
Yeah.
because
Click,
it's
click, click,
nice,
click,
because
click,
it's beautiful.
Okay, I gotta kill this guy.
Yeah, kind of. But I will try to get more information about it because I want to know if the movie will relate about the video game.
Well, you know what they had said, because you could see in the trailer it looks like they're changing things here and there. I think one of the Chris Metzen, like the head story guy for the game for the franchise, the game franchise, wrote the script for the movie, and he had said, I think I read somewhere that he had said that, you know, they made the games back in 95, 97, whatever. And looking back at it now, it's not exactly how they want it to be. Like, they've thought of better ideas since then. So the movie is basically going to correct it, and that's how they want it to be now.
But then, will they replace the ongoing story of the game?
No. It's the movie series is like what they want it to be now, but it's, again, like with remakes and adaptations and stuff, it's for a new generation.
Like the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's a new generation just for them to get into it, you know?
Yeah. But it's going to be close enough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.